Okay folks, here's the deal. I've been working on this 91 Chevy Silverado for close to a week now. I've done a complete tune-up on it, which it needed. New fuel lines. And the engine was still running very, very rough. Doing what was called loping. It started up, it would starve for fuel, and then the electronic system would kick in and feed it a little bit more. And due to a little help from my friends on YouTube for filming this stuff and putting it up, I was able to find out the root cause of the problem, which is the fuel pump assembly. And better still, this little rubber hose. I'll try and zoom in on him. This little rubber hose here that is hooked to the fuel pump, which actually connects the pump to the rest of the assembly. And what's happened is this line has blown out, causing all the fuel to run back into the tank, only but a little portion of it, which was enough to keep the engine idling, but wasn't enough to feed the big beast. So you could finally get the engine smoothed out at idle pretty good, but as soon as you put it in drive, went to go with it, it was just gone. So I replaced throttle position sensor because it was busted, literally, the coolant temperature sensor, and both of those pieces made the engine smoothen out and run quite a bit nicer at an idle, but it still had no power or pickup. So I checked the fuel regulator because it was easier than dropping the tank. I got a pain in the ass to put all this stuff back. Checked the fuel regulator, and it was fine as well. They are notorious for the springs breaking, but the problem was right here in the fuel tank the whole time, and this piece of hose, which is very, very soft, you know, from sitting in fuel all the time, I'm sure, has a big split down the side. So I'm going to get myself a nice piece of fuel line and a couple of good hose clamps, and we are going to put this bad boy back together and see if Mr. Truck wants to live again. And I want to thank everybody in the YouTube community for putting up your information, because without you guys and people like Dave's Farm and all of these people giving me ideas, I wouldn't be able to fix half of the stuff that I fix. And I am one of the true Iowa shade tree mechanics. As you see, my shade tree and my work yard. Thanks, YouTube.